Whew. Hey, man, listen. Listen, man. Listen. I just recorded a whole, you dig, uploaded the whole everything for them to tell me the entire video is blocked over one click. So, this is a whole rerun, pretty much. So, pardon we were supposed to go up at 4:44 p.m. Eastern time. You know how that go. But listen, if you're new to the channel, like, comment, share, subscribe, because they suppressing me. As you can see, I'm going through all these obstacles. Hey, yo, listen. TYJ Plumbing once again with another $100 donation. Generous of you. You know, thank you for sowing the seed with me. May it be returned thousandfold in benevolence. You know how we do this energetic exchange. You know how we do, man. Grace, gratitude, and thanks always, because believe it or not, I'm manifesting a few things and we actually help, believe it or not. It always goes to the foundation and my well-being as well. Any donation, no matter who it's from, always, never, it never goes unnoticed. Pardon. So grace, gratitude, and thanks. If you wanna, pardon once again. If you want to connect with me further on a personal level, follow me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? That's where I really be on my personal time, because it's not really much restrictions. So you know how that go. Also, if you want to discuss and dissect, join the Discord, things like that. All the links is in the description box, as well as the about. It's like the bio on YouTube, and my channel. Go to about. It's like the bio. So yeah, let's get into it. This video we'll be looking at weird and unusual TikToks that may raise our vibration, raise our frequency. Let's get it. If me not having a shirt is bothering you, pardon you know it's actually hot. It's actually hot. It's beautiful outside as well. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful, beautiful, abundant rotation. Pardon you know, the sun rotation. That's how we gonna say it. But you know, Grand Rising Supreme Shine to wherever you at in the world. I'm sorry I'm skipping a few things, because like I said, I already did all of this. I gotta redo it. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see what's up. Let's get right into it.
Now,
34. Just turned 34.
What's the best piece of advice you tell yourself? You're having a conversation with 20-year-old self. What's the number one thing you tell your younger self?
So you have to understand that who you are today.
This video is not monetized as well, so please enjoy the presentation. Please, this is for you guys. I'm just pushing the content anyway, whether it's monetized or not. You know, they suppressing me anyway, so we just gonna push what we gonna push what we push, and that's just how we doing it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a set of programs. Your brain is your computer system. And who you are is just what your parents taught you, what your institutions taught you. If you were in religious structures or sports or anything, that's who you are. It's a program in your brain. So if you don't like your situation, you feel like you're limited, you feel like everybody else is like crushing it and you're not, it's just because your program has a virus and you have to rewire your mind. So meditation, mental rehearsal. You know, I worked with Sports Illustrated for the last couple of years, and nobody talks about this, but like Steph Curry meditates before a game. He visualizes. Michael Jordan said it was just as important to spend time in the mind gym as it was the mental gym. Kobe believed every shot he took, it was going to go into the net. So everything's a mind game. Like, that's all it is. And once you program yourself to win, you can only win. It's the only option.
Man. Anyone else crown chakra been activating? Like, up here? Anyone? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But anyhow, once again, thank you to all of you who sow a seed with me. May it be returned thousandfold. TYJ Plumbing, you know what's up. Everyone else who has contributed to the foundation and my well-being, I love you. I give grace, gratitude, and thanks. May it be returned thousandfold. I've never done DMT before. So let's enjoy the presentation. So what if this is activating something in our neurological pathways just by watching it. That's why I got it up there. Okay.
So besides what's going on in the rest of the world, y'all, a huge sinkhole just opened up in the
Yo, listen. If you never saw the show La Brea, LA space BREA, it's a really great show. It's on Peacock, I think. Anyhow, great show. It's about a family who falls through a sinkhole. Well, a bunch of people fall through a sinkhole in LA, right? But the sinkhole at the bottom of it is a portal that leads them to 10,000 BC. But you know, past, present, and future all exist in the same what? Space-time continuum, whatever. However, it's acknowledged. However, it's the proper terminology. Anyhow, yeah, check it out. Really good show. Let's keep going though.
middle of this town in South Africa, y'all. Look at this. This is huge and not to mention deep. He doesn't even want to look in the hole to see how deep this is. But yo, oh man, let me see. Nah, bro. Look at this. So not just in the town of South Africa, but just by a road as well. Look at this.
And our road is going to be opening soon. As we're talking, it's tearing away. As we're talking, it's tearing.
This is one of their main roads, y'all. And there's a big sinkhole that opened right next to it. And it's still cracking. It's not even done yet. Look at this, y'all.
So they shouldn't be standing
What
here,
is
right?
going on? Look. They said not to walk along the road. I mean,
Right.
that's common sense.
Right.
That's common sense that nobody would walk across the road. But look at this.
Now, just after 8 o'clock, where I am standing now, on the Rondebosch Road.
It's crazy because I be saying it's not over until the fat lady sings, right? And that's like sinkhole, like singing, making us whole. Just a little food for your thought, honestly. But yes, all these sinkholes are happening around the planet because maybe the fat lady is singing. I mean, the fat lady is Earth, right? And we keep seeing the aurora borealis, which is just a form of like songs going through the ether, going through the atmosphere. Very interesting times that we live in, you guys, and like I said, it's going to get a lot more interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace out.
Ladies, this man right here is broke. He's broke. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah.
Broke. That's
I'm
more
gonna take you
like
home.
it.
I'm gonna take you back home.
Home?
Man. I'm gonna take you back home where you get take yourself some cup noodles. Or
You
something.
want to take me home?
Yeah, I'm taking you.
I look like this
I'll take you home.
in your car right now, and you want to take me home? You sure about that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you can get any other day, right? Just like you said, you can get any dude to come and pay for your meal and take you out and wine down you, right? You can get that at any time, right?
So now we're not going on the date because you don't want to pay more than Starbucks.
Oh, it's not bad. Money's no option.
So if money's no option, then why aren't we going on the date?
Check this out.
Like an actual date?
Because one, you try to put me on blast. Like you got your phone out filming this interaction right now.
Okay,
For what
because
reason?
I thought I was getting pranked at this point.
Okay.
Like, it feels like it's not real because I've never had a grown man take me to Starbucks for a date.
You never
What is
had
this,
a
high
grown-
school?
You never had a grown man in general, because you know you acting really unappreciative. Like you expect me to take
Are
you
you-
to some 5-star restaurant right at the gate. You know what? I'm gonna do you one better. I'm not even gonna take you home.
You know, what?
Any dude can come and get you and take you out, right? Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and make sure that's the case. I'll pull it right
Are
here.
you serious right now?
Yep, go
You're
ahead and
not
get up.
serious. Are you?
Go ahead and get up.
You know what?
Yep.
Whatever.
Go back on your profile. Ask one of them
Whatever.
dudes to pick you up, take you out.
Ladies, this man right here is broke. He's broke. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah.
Broke. He won't spend no money on you.
Let's give the fancy clap for my mans that stood up for himself. But listen, let me tell y'all a story because I'm a simple dude. I'm a simple dude. You know, all that extra stuff. I'm not into the facade and the cliche. You know, I'm realistic. Anyhow, one time I went on a pizza date at a regular local pizza shop. Not even, it wasn't intentional. Like, it just happened, honestly. But man, did that go a long way. A long way. It ended toxic. It ended toxically, yes. But it went a long way. I'm just saying, I'm simple. Like, you feel me? Right now, we could go to the park and kick it under the sun, just kick it. We could, you know, do regular things like that. Let's go bond with Mother Seed. We could go in the water and kick it. Just talk, you know. You don't gotta do the extra things and all this and all of that. That's just me. All of the extra stuff. First of all, lady, you're in this man's vehicle. His vehicle. You're in it. And you got kicked out. And you upset. What do you have to offer and bring to the table besides presenting yourself a certain way? Like, I don't know. It's just me. Let's keep going. I could keep going. I could keep going all rotation, but I'm not here to, you know, let's go. Check it out.
Angels will come amongst us, and few will be able to recognize them for what they are. Some will come for great good, and some will come for the darkest evil.
Let that marinate. It's a Super Saiyan box to see if you could go Super Saiyan or not. But my thing is this. Why do y'all want to know if people could turn Super Saiyan? Okay, that's just pretty far-fetched, right? But now here, someone in the comments said, why is it not soundproof? At least let it be soundproof. But now, even thinking further of being embarrassed at people looking at you screaming, trying to turn Super Saiyan, right? My thought process is, if it was soundproof, the sound wouldn't be escaping. So potentially, instead of being halfway full, this person in here probably can raise the meter high enough to turn Super Saiyan. That's just my thought process. But I got the question of, why is this a thing? Why do y'all want to know if people can turn Super Saiyan? Like, everything is not as it seems, right? So reality is what we want to see. Is not the true reality, right? So what are we actually doing? What's actually there? You get what I'm saying? Even right now, we're on YouTube, but what are we actually doing if this is not the true reality? That's where my mental is at. So I want to know, why is this Super Saiyan tester a thing? Let's keep going.
You want to hear a crazy story?
Yes, please.
My little sister was friends with a girl who went on a date with a guy. And they're hanging out. He's super charming. I got to get all my facts on the story. I'm going to tell you the story, and then I'm going to let my sister fact check it.
Okay.
I hope I'm telling it correctly. But basically, she goes on a date with this guy. The guy's super charming, and they have a great night. And you know, she goes back to his apartment that night, and he's like, "Hey, can I give you a massage?" And then as she got back to his apartment, she just started getting like weird vibes. She's like, something feels off. And he's like, "Can I give you a massage?" And she's like, "Sure." So she starts massaging her shoulders. She's kind of just feeling like everything's just feeling odd, and she's like, "I got to get out of here." And he gets a little weird, like, "No, please don't leave. Sorry, like I'm weird, whatever it is." She leaves. She goes, her skin starts itching like crazy the next day. She goes to the doctor the next day, and he does a test on her skin, and it turns out that it's like a black market lotion that breaks down skin for human consumption. This man was rubbing lotion on her body to eat her. So the doctor's like, "You got to give me this person's address, and you should call the police." They go to this guy's house, and he had several girls' bodies.
He was trying to lather her up, put some seasoning. be careful what you're doing out here in this wicked world, in this wicked place. You know what I'm saying? That's why we are transitioning to. Anyway, we're gonna just hold on to that thought, all right? Because we got Ashiana Dean coming up, and y'all know I love her on this channel. I don't even know if y'all love her, but I love that lady. Let me ask y'all a question before we even get into that segment. I know I'm gonna ask again anyway. Do y'all think we should have a video dedicated to Ashiana Dean? Straight Ashiana Dean bangers, back to back to back, all video, just to stay in that bubble of that high vibration. Let me know if y'all would like that. But right here, this clip is supposed to be some type of being, I don't know, toying around or about to consume a human or so. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. This is merely speculation, YouTube. Entertainment purposes only. Educational purposes only. It's blurry. I did the best I could do, Haven.
Mira. No mames,
Mira.
ve.
No mames, ve. ¿Ve eso? Mames, eso está bien cabrón.
No manches, pa. No. Mira. Ay, Dios mío. Dios mío.
I don't know if
te pases de lanza.
but there's something there.
Mira. Oh, no. Ve. Ay, Dios mío, ve. No manches, ve.
Mira.
Ay, Dios mío de mi vida. No te pases de lanza, ve.
La bestia. ¿Qué es esa madre? Mira. ¿Cómo le está haciendo Naomi? ¿Y qué pasarle por encima? Le pasaría por encima, pero...
What's up, Stick Nation?
They saying it's the water tribe boomerang from Avatar, if you've seen it, Last Airbender. This is pretty unique.
Found this magic stick
Hold on to this thought, because I'm going to build.
infused with
I'm definitely piggyback off of this.
fire volcanic rock. I'd say rarity, epic, loot location, Azores, Portugal.
Let me introduce y'all to this worm. This is the worm that I'm talking about. Name is Fasciolaspis.
Take notes if you have to.
Fasciolaspis. Look at this thing right here. And it is a big worm. And what it does is, it's okay when it's hiding inside of the gut, right? When it's inside the gut, it's cool. But the moment that it actually gets inside of the blood capillaries, it'll start expressing itself throughout the nervous system. And when it starts expressing itself, say if it make it into the bloodstream and it starts eating up the bloodstreams, because it likes to eat on iron too. They call it leukemia. Say if it starts biting off chunks of the bloodstream and eating this oxygen molecule, they'll call it sickle cell anemia. If it make it up into the heart, then you got heart disease. If it goes inside the pancreas and it starts chewing away at the islands of Langerhans, they say you got diabetes. If it make it to the thymus gland and start eating up the T cells and chewing up the B cells, they say you have HIV or full-blown AIDS. I mean, literally, we're talking about the same parasite that when it grows and it goes through its evolution process, they change the name of it. You see that? They was completely changed the name of it. When it's fully grown, it's Fasciolaspis boyski. You see that? When it's in its small stage, they call it pinworms, Ascaris, and we're gonna look that up too. When it's in its real small stage, they just call it a regular zootype. When it's in its microbiome stage, they call it the microbiota. It's all the same parasite that's just going throughout its evolution process. And
they are trapping your soul in the earth. Your body is a technological computer running the simulation to your mind, your consciousness. You do not experience the external world. You only experience the electrical impulses on your nervous system. You do not look into reality. What you see is an image produced by the visual cortex in your brain.
That's what I mean. If we don't see the true reality, what are we really doing right now? Let's keep listening though.
Only experiencing the brain and the central nervous system, not the world. The body is the earth. This is why the word heart is earth, because
if y'all know the name of this book, please let me know. This book seems pretty decent.
When the heart stops, you leave this veil of consciousness. The head is called the temple because this is where God resides. This is where the mind is, the invisible consciousness which has access to the other higher dimensions of consciousness. They have tricked you into materialism. They've tricked you into believing that you are only the physical body, which traps your mind in physicality. The mind can go forward and backwards in time, which means it exists outside of the third dimension, outside of time, space and matter. But your body is a part of the third dimensional construct, which means it can only stay in the present moment. It cannot go in the past or future, just like your mind can. The devil is the D-veil. They want your mind stuck to the physicality, stuck in third dimensional awareness. This is why they get you addicted to all of the physical pleasures, food, lust, money, and all material things, so that your mind keeps entertained by physical things. When you die, your mind will still have the same addictions from when it was in the physical plane. This means it will come back and reincarnate again into physicality. This is why you need to strip off all addictions and detach from the external world, because this body is just a veil on top of your consciousness.
Here again is
Ashiana Dean, here we go. Let me know if y'all want me do a dedicated video to this woman here, because I love her content. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you do too. Anyhow, let's go back for a second, because I'd have thought and lost it once I seen Ashiana Dean. 1 second.
Keeps entertained by physical things. When you die, your mind will still have the same addictions from when it was in the physical plane. This means it will come back and reincarnate.
Oh, there we go. Listen. The whole soul harvesting, the soul fishing reincarnation system with the moon satellite, dismantled. Saturn rings, dismantled. Just letting you know what's going on out there. Anyhow, now that we know, don't let them trick you out your divinity.
Again into physicality. This is why you need to strip off all addictions and detach from the external world, because this body is just a veil on top of your consciousness.
here again is our 15-dimensional scale within our 15-dimensional matrix. Okay, in the 15-dimensional scale, there are something called harmonic universes. A harmonic universe is formed by 3-dimensional bands and how they relate to each other. And in between every set of 3-dimensional bands, there's something called a repulsion zone.
Okay, so the repulsion zone, is that the void? You gotta know what I'm talking about when I say the void. You know what I'm saying? If you want a little depiction, is that the word I'm looking for? If you want a little depiction of the void, watch Meg 2. The Meg 2 with the transporter dude. Yeah. Anyhow, is that the void? And then you keep going and then you get to the other harmonic universe? I'm just asking for a friend, Haven. But let's get back into it.
Which is an area of magnetism that literally forces the dimensions away from each other. So each harmonic universe will become a sort of spherical reality field that is separate from the one above it. They have a different rate of pulsation of particles. So even though they are taking place in the same space, individuals focused in one harmonic universe will not be able to perceive the activity or individuals focused in another one. And this is the basic structure of what we are living in here on planet Earth in the galaxy that we know. We are in something called the first harmonic universe. It is composed of dimensions 1, 2, and 3. Dimensions 4, 5, and 6, which are the ones that are the next up in the dimensional scale, they would represent our next stage of evolution. They represent the second harmonic universe.
Nice.
The third harmonic universe would be represented by the center, which is dimensions 7, 8, and 9. That is the harmonic universe that every one of our consciousness had to pass through in order to expand itself into the 15-dimensional matrix through the third harmonic universe.
So we had to be at a certain density and dimension to incarnate. You following? Because we went over this before.
We will also be able to leave the 15-dimensional matrix. The 15-dimensional matrix is what gives us the quality of perception we call time and growth through time. When we evolve through this scale and return through here, we enter a level of eternal existence that really can't even be described in time terms, in linear language. But it's a very beautiful place to be, and it is really the objective of all of our spiritual traditions. They have been trying to, in their conceptual way, lead us to the evolution through this scale and back through the center, through the third harmonic universe. Now, there is also the fourth harmonic universe here, which is composed of dimensions 10, 11, and 12. And then there's the final fifth harmonic universe, which is composed of dimensions 13, 14, and 15. So for our discussion, we really just need to understand that there are 5 different harmonic universes within the 15-dimensional matrix that we're a part of. The only ones we really need to be concerned about now are the one we're in and the one we're going to be going to once we evolve beyond the one we're in. We are in the first harmonic universe. We are going to be going, as we evolve as a species, into the second harmonic universe. Now, in some of our traditions, we have stories of heaven. And this is what they are referring to. They are referring to a place that does exist, and it has matter, just like our world has matter, but the matter is less dense. We do have bodies there in the second harmonic universe. But our stories of heaven were trying to lead us to an understanding of how to get to the second harmonic universe. For it is much more beautiful there. Energy is much finer, consciousness is much clearer, beings are much more evolved, so we don't have the problems and the hurtful conditions that we often face here. It is a heaven compared to where we are now. All right, the harmonic universes also represent different time cycles, which means the particles that things and consciousness are composed of in those universes pulsate at different rates of speed compared to each other. In our universe, in our first harmonic universe, we are in what they call the Taran time cycle. That's the slowest moving, the slowest pulsating of the 5 harmonic universes. The next one, and as we move, as we evolve out of the Taran time cycles and move into the second harmonic universe, we will be evolving into a time cycle called the Andunk time cycle, which is the next fastest moving. And they progressively go up. The 5th one would be the fastest moving. So we actually progress from the slowest moving time cycles to the lower harmonic universes up to the top, and then we have to come back again, slow down again, to go back through the center. And that's really the process of the overall evolution. But right now, all we need to worry about are the 2 time cycles, the Andunk time cycle that we are headed toward, and the Taran time cycle that we are in right now.
Hope y'all paying attention, because this is important.
The most important thing at this time, I believe, for us to understand about the relationship between those 2 harmonic universes is that our planet originally came from here. Earth came from here. And the planets in our solar system that we have identified, and there are 2 that we have not yet identified, they have all come out of a planet and a condition that happened to a planet in the second harmonic universe. There was, about 560 trillion years ago, and the Guardians tell me this is the closest translation of time they can get. We are dealing with 2 different time cycles. It's very hard to translate amounts of time from one system in relation to the other, but in our time terms, in our time concepts, it would be about 560 trillion years ago. There was a planet formed within the second harmonic universe, and that planet's name was Terra. And Terra evolved for many, many millions and millions of years. Now, when we're dealing with the second harmonic universe and Terra, many of the visitors to our planet right now that you hear people talk about in like alien visitation and all of these kind of things, and some people don't think they're real because they can't imagine where they could come from. We know that they're not on Mars.
The frequency, the energy so high is starting to distort the jump off. Look.
Telescopes up there, we'd see them. Well, a lot of them, and most of them, are coming from the second harmonic universe. That's why you can send anything you want up in space to try to find life here. You're looking in the wrong harmonic universe, so you probably won't find it. You have to go into this harmonic universe to find it. So what happened a very long time ago on the planet called Terra, about 560 million years ago, there was a race of beings seated on this planet. The race was called the Turanician, and they were a very, very special race. They were kind of like the babies of the universe. The Turanician race was created by taking the genetic strains of all of the other type of beings that existed within all of the other dimensional systems and harmonic universes, taking them and splicing together the best of the best in order to form a super prototype. And what the beings who created us wanted to create was a species that could embody not only a soul, but an oversoul. It could embody the consciousness of 12 of the 15 dimensions. Most body forms, either here or in the second harmonic universe, can only embody within them a certain amount of energy identity. After a certain amount of energy identity is added in, the gene code can't tolerate anymore. And that's when the form would transmute and the consciousness would move into and evolve into a state of pure consciousness being, where it no longer needed a biology. The Tournisium race was created to be a living library for the 15-dimensional matrix. It would contain the gene codes of 12, within biology, it would contain 12 levels of dimensional systems. And there were contributors of, I think they said about several 100 million different species contributed gene code product to create this new species. This species was viewed as godlings. We were created to eventually become creator gods. And
a super race, ultimate guardian race. That's what it sounds like to me. Are you following, Haven? Let me know if you're following. Drop some green hearts in the chat if you're following.
we're revered highly by those other extraterrestrial and second harmonic civilizations who wanted to see themselves be able to expand and evolve beyond their own potentials of their species. So we were created with a lot of high hopes. And the Tournisiums are who we originally were. And this is a surprise to most people, because most people don't even know the second harmonic universe exists.
Exactly.
So about 560 million years ago, the universe got together, if you want to look at it that way. Different biologies got together and contributed their genetic material to create this super race of beings. And they succeeded. They created the Tournisium race. They were second harmonic beings. There were gender delineations at certain periods of time. There were other periods of time when there was no gender to them. They did not reproduce by mammalian means as we do. They produced through energy replication. They didn't need to do the mammalian thing. They were a very, very special breed in the sense that they had 12 strands of DNA. We have 2 strands of DNA. Can you imagine what it might mean to have the potentialities of 12 strands? What abilities would that give us?
Yes, we can imagine when our DNA is unlocked. Say it with me. Yes, I can imagine when my DNA is unlocked. You know why? Because if we can imagine that, if we can, you see what you see. All right, let's get it.
What would our minds be like? What would our comprehension, our power, what would we be like with 12 strands?
Amazing.
Compared to what we know ourselves as now, we would be godlike.
Mm-hmm.
We would have abilities that we could only dream of having now. And that is what the Tournisium race did have.
Let's get it, Haven.
Hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and oxygen.
I did not do no homework into this stuff yet, but we're going to listen anyway.
Do you know how they're arranged? The phosphorus sits right here in the middle, and you've got 4 oxygen atoms surrounding it. Then there's another phosphorus, 2 more oxygen atoms. Now these are the legs of that double helix. These are the legs. Now the latter steps on it, they become the adenine, the guanine, the cytosine, and thymine, the ATCGs. It turns out hydrogen, they used to think that energy, the body transferred or understood the energy information through electricity. They're finding out it's through frequency. Well, guess what hydrogen sounds like? It's a key of E. Guess what, and it's the color yellow. That's what proper physics gets you to. Oxygen is a chartreuse, and it's the key of F over F sharp. Now they used to, like I said, information used to be thought about as just electrical information passing on. But I got a question for you. Have you ever been at a party with some of your friends you ain't seen in 10 years, but y'all was like 14, you hung out and there's a song that came on and you was like, and everybody got up and was live at that moment. Now say 10 years later you got a friend with you. He's a good guy, but he wasn't there when me and my boys formed this. So when that song comes on, our DNA tightens. There's a particular song, a scale in the genome for each and every one of us. Now when that song is played, when your particular prime resonant frequency is played, guess what happens? Your DNA celebrates and tightens. Everything else gets pushed out. Harmonic wave resequencing. The carbon is also the key of E and yellow. The nitrogen is G. And all these play a song. So say that the F over F sharps of the oxygen, the green, is only hitting at an F. Why? Because there's another frequency coming in from a generator over there. That's changing and causing.
That sounds like frequency canceling out each other. Like if you got a frequency right here playing, but a different frequency playing right here, but they right next to each other, there's gonna be some form of cancellation or distortion there. That's my
causing it to change. So this F now hits the oxygen. And when it hits, when the F hits the carbon, so instead of hitting as an F sharp, it hits as an F, so when it hits the carbon at an E, it doesn't hit it quite right, so the domino don't file right. So the next domino hits wrong. And so now we have malformation happening within our DNA because the frequencies are being pushed off. But when we hear our tone, we tighten back up.
Are humans on other planets?
Do you mean humans from Earth, or do you mean someone that's human-like?
Either.
There may be humans from Earth on other planets for a variety of reasons. I don't think it's a lot, if that is. There are humanoid ETs that are very similar to us. One of the reasons why that may be so is I think they're actually genetically related to us. People bring up things like alien abduction and the Greys and the creation of hybrid beings. And a lot of scientists say, well, look, aliens are going to be very, very alien. They're going to be having completely different DNA. They wouldn't be compatible with humans enough to actually have offspring, to create hybrids. If it is true
that doesn't sound right to me. I'm going to tell you why. It doesn't sound right to me. It's just speculation, right? We just discussing and dissecting. So if we had DNA splice stuff from all over the universe and they were successful to making the race to whom we once were, how can the genetic makeup not be compatible to create offspring with interplanetary or other beings, whatever, however you want to say it? Let's get it though.
people are reporting abductions and
because we got star seeds, interplanetary seeds, and Earth seeds, right? So if the genetics is from all over, how is it not compatible with either or? I'm just saying.
Creation of hybrid babies and all this kind of stuff. That would mean they're not really alien.
Show my mic on.
It would mean they might be another form of human.
I was wondering how often you channel Bashar and how that comes. Like, is there a schedule?
Right here, look. Let's give him mermaid vibes, y'all. Look, give him mermaid vibes. What type of sea animal creature is gonna be hunting a fish with a spear in these depths? We going somewhere with that though. Hold on to that thought. Now who is this? What is this? Look at this. Look at this. This is desperate right here. I'm almost convinced this is one of them hungry ones. Look at this. Look, looking like they on their last whim, their last limb, their last breath, their last everything. Look at this. My bad.
Sugar
my bad. Man, if you don't go ahead.
A baby's brain is called ADHD. Sugar in an adult's brain is called dementia and Alzheimer's. Sugar in your eyes is called glaucoma. Sugar in your teeth is called cavities. Sugar on your skin is called aging. Sugar in your sleep is called insomnia. Sugar in your blood is called diabetes. Excess sugar in your body is called cancer. Sugar and alcohol kill good bacteria in your gut. So now that you know this, how do you detox?
It sounds like you need to not be eating no sugar.
From processed sugar. Probiotics with lactobacillus help metabolize sugar and increase the good bacteria in your gut. L-glutamine helps reduce sugar cravings, and obviously cutting back on processed and packaged snacks and foods.
On today's episode of Random White Acts of Danger, we have what he likes to call sky fishing. Margin for...
This is the definition of living your life at your true self, being happy and evolving, doing what you're good at. All of that in a nutshell. Check this out.
Air, you guessed it, death. My boy's about to jump out of the moving helicopter onto a fish and catch it that way. No hook, no nothing. Just bare hands and good vibes and trying to catch a fish. And he's going to jump on that. All it takes is one little movement from that fish and the little sword is pointed up and he's dead, stabbed, lost in the ocean. Look at this. The accuracy. This has to be the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. He just caught, like, what? I just can't get over the accuracy. Like, how many takes was this? And he's just fully clothed, just chilling. No bathing suit, no nothing. Just jumping out the plane, boom, onto a fucking marlin. What the? Marlin is big as shit. And what's crazy, look, he hit him with the white guy pat. This is the signature white guy pat. See you later, buddy. Like, my boy is moving like Assassin's Creed, looking for his prey. But he doesn't even have a weapon. He's just doing this for the fun of it. Because he's like, oh yeah, I jumped from a helicopter and caught a fish today. What'd you do? Nothing. Look at that. Fish is big as fuck. Like, bro, that shit's like 6 feet up. Like, look at the sword on it. Yo, nah, son. You could have died. All it takes is, you saw what happened to Steve Irwin. This guy's nuts.
You got one species who come from a cave. Inside of a cave is cool, it's dark, windows down, moist. That's how most people have their houses. The people who come from the caves develop diseases and carry diseases. Asthma, sinus problems, sinus infections. Right? The sun people who come from the sun don't go in the caves. Because if you take a flower and put it in a dark cave, it's gonna die because it needs sun. We the flower and we sun people. So somebody done tricked us to running from the sun, because now black people will not go out in the sun. Man, it's too hot out there. It's 108 degrees outside. Naturally, your body is at 100. How is 108 degrees really hot? That's your mindset. The white boy, you done been tricked, nigga. They done took you out your power. You don't even go outside no more. We're not supposed to be eating dead carcasses anyway. That's the white.
He said carcasses, not cockroaches.
White boy. He a caveman. He eat raw meat. He eat. It sounds funny, but why do you think you eat a steak bloody raw? That's his diet. That's not ours. We don't have the same genes. That's why they got to come over here and tap into ours. So if you go, yeah. So he eat raw meat because he like to taste blood.
Wake up, America.
Psychological operations are largely based on 3 factors. Number 1 is neuro-linguistic programming. That is the use of certain words, linguistics, to program the neurons or the pattern of neurons in the brain, in particular the subconscious portion of the brain, to affect the way that a person consciously perceives reality. Okay. Number 2, you have something called critical factor bypass. Critical factor bypass is where you saturate the entirety of the environment in the media, newspapers, magazines, television shows, in the corporate world, in banking, you name it, in schools, colleges. You saturate all of them with a very specific message and you repeat it over and over and over and over again. Okay? Now, what happens then is that the subconscious mind, because it sees it everywhere, it assumes that it must be true, that this has to be real because it's everywhere in the environment. Right. So it programs, once again, the subconscious mind to affect the way the conscious mind perceives reality. Now, based on neuro-linguistically programming the individual and mass neuro-linguistically programming the populations through critical factor bypass, why they call it that is because your critical thinking is bypassed.
As of late, the talk of the town has been the sun. And if you have questions about the sun and what's going on, again, you're going to want to listen to this video, y'all. Check this out, because everything that we have been taught about the sun and the moon is a lie.
Do you ever question our sun lately? That there is something weird going on? Geji, Sama, and I come up with this discussion, and we talked about it yesterday. You hear the news, right? About sun flares, sunstorms, and so on. Do you think it's real? Or is this another lie? If you get the concept of every beauty shown, there is madness and deceive behind curtains. Let's just say, for example, the Northern Lights. And a lot of people capture this beauty. But the reason behind it is not that pretty. Religious people may call it under the throne of God. Who knows? Spiritual people call it an infinite energy. The reason behind these Northern Lights may be because we are having two suns. One real and local, one fake and plasma. Now let's cut the bullshit about this narcissistic astronaut. China released an artificial sun. Yeah, and there's a lot of people have noticed it. Everyone noticed it. Before, we still have sun gazing. We can see the sun and not hurting our eyes. But right now, you cannot even look at it for just 1 second. And these two suns are coexisting because NASA using this sun simulator. And you've probably seen this photo, right? That they called, quote unquote, James Webb Telescope on our real local sun, just to magnify the intensity of the fake sun. As I told you before, it's all energy source. These two suns, the fake one and the real one, are like two magnets, pushing and pulling. That causes negative energy, and it affects the ionosphere, and that won't be good at all.
That makes sense, because didn't they want to do something to check about something with the ionosphere when the eclipse happened? I'm just saying, it's merely speculation, YouTube. I'm just asking for a friend. Haven, let's get it.
Something going on in our skies, and these people doesn't want you to know. And this is also the things that I told you about, that there is a weird things going on, or things might happen. There is no sun flares. This is all made up. Our real sun that's local is just chilling up, giving you source of energy and light. This is the reason why they want to ban TikTok, they want to ban the Bible. These people doesn't want you to discover the secret of the universe, that it's all written on our scriptures. Maybe, just maybe, our real sun, real moon, and this fake sun is all plasma, just like what they call planets. It might be plasma and represents our soul system, not solar system. It's like the fourth state of matter. And these emit too much energy. Like the amount of power that comes from a plasma, these two suns might be a plasma, pushing and pulling each other from magnetic forces. And it's weakening our electromagnetic field and causing these northern lights to spread around north. You've probably seen the photos like this, right? This is the pattern for sun simulator. This is the reflection coming off of the sun from a high altitude weather balloon. It looks so similar, yeah? Similar to James Webb Telescope. This telescope is actually a sun simulator. Again, this NASA doesn't need telescopes because they edit CGI photos. This fake sun is dangerous. This claims that it is 5 times hotter than our real sun, achieving temperature of 158 million degrees Fahrenheit just for 17 minutes. And all of this mimics the real sun, pretending to produce clean energy. This is their dream, to create a nuclear fusion. This involves fusing hydrogen atoms into helium just to create this mimic fake sun, a Ptolemaic-designed superheat plasma to replicate stellar conditions. And all of this, it's because of your money. It's all because of money. There's nothing good going on with playing with nature, especially playing with God. They fake the rain, they fake the cloud, they fake going to space, they fake the planets. What else they are faking? There is something going on in space, going and coming, that it's not human like us. And this is the thing that they are hiding from us. So if you want to be a great liar, be an astronaut.
Let's get it. I'm telling everybody.
T-minus 15 seconds.
That look like chicken? That's what they serving.
10, 9, 8,
That's what they serving
7,
us.
6,
I don't eat
5,
this. Look at this.
3, 2,
Man,
1.
oh man.
How cool is science? Check these out. Sprinkle some salt on the table and make an egg stand up straight. It's that easy. Hammer an apple repeatedly with a chopstick and it won't just fall off. It gets tougher, just like we get braver in life. That's inertia for you. Cut a straw, fill it with water, and place it between 2 cups. Watch as the water slowly moves from one cup to another. That's the siphon effect. Can't push a disc through a hole in paper. Fold it and it slides through. That's an optical illusion. Attach a magnet to a battery's negative side and place a copper coil on the positive. The coil spins fast, just like in electric cars. Write on paper with lemon juice. Heat it and watch the secret message appear. Magic. Pop a balloon under a bottle and flick it to snuff out a candle with your DIY air cannon. Break a needle and then heat it. It returns to its original shape. That's the magic of memory metal. Stick one end of a tissue into dirty water and the other into a clean cup. Soon you'll filter out clean water thanks to capillarity. Make a mini fountain by poking holes in a plastic bottle, filling it with water and twisting the cap. To demonstrate a typhoon's effect, set up 2 bottles with batteries. The one representing a skyscraper stays upright, showing how buildings resist wind. Sandwich a paper between 2 magnets, add a screw and a battery, and connect it up. You've just made an electric fan. Doing science experiments is way more fun than scrolling on the phone. Let's inspire kids to explore more.
How you supposed to stop that is my question. How do you stop that? I get it. Wonderful, wonderful, magnificent creation there. How do you stop that though? And do we got a kill switch?
Shit's getting.
I'm gonna be creating and crafting things as well. You know what I'm saying? Coming soon, but the seed is already planted, so there's gonna be a time where I'm creating and crafting. So stay tuned for that. I got a lot of let me not even say little. I got a lot of ideas up in this head of mine. So when my space and place flourishes, because the seed is planted, I'm gonna be getting into that, and then you know what I'm saying. You know, we gonna do things. We gonna do things, Haven. Anyhow, let's keep going.
Weird. Part infinity.
Scientists have found an ocean under the Earth's surface, a massive one at that. Sounds staggering, right? Let me tell you all about it. The discovery has been made some 700 kilometers deep into the Earth. The ocean lies just above the lower mantle in something called the mantle transition zone. The water is present in a rock known as ringwoodite. And do you know how big this ocean is? About 3 times the volume of all the planet's oceans combined. So if you take all of the Earth's oceans and triple them, that is the amount of water discovered inside the Earth. Now the question is, how does this water get there? Was it present when our planet was formed, or did it appear due to some process that happened later?
What do y'all think is down there in those waters?
Listen, I said we was gonna hold on to that thought with the mermaid, right? So if they discovered that you take all the oceans that we know and triple them, put them together and triple them, that's the size of it. Okay, but if we can only see 15% of the water from the surface on the globe, from the surface, we only can see 15%. Only 5% has been explored or discovered. If more, okay, granted. Not more than 10% has been explored and discovered. At least what they're telling us to the public. So you mean to tell me there's no such thing as mermaids? This is speculation, but you mean to tell me there's no such thing as any of that stuff? When we only can see 15% and only 5 to 10% has been explored, and then they got size of that being discovered? What? Yeah, who y'all lying to? Not me. I don't care what you say on here. Yeah, okay.
Because there's some wild shit up here in these waters. What do y'all think is down there?
Is that what they showed us on the new Aquaman? I'm just saying, Haven. Entertainment purposes only. They got to show us this stuff, right? Go watch the new Aquaman if you haven't. Come on now.
You know what? I don't want to know. I don't know. Like, if it's a necessity for us to tap into that water, great. But if not, just leave the Earth's G-spot alone.
Yo, come on now, man.
Don't need to touch it. She might bust.
Come on.
If we set a glass of water or any container of water in a ring, the water immediately begins to emit light. You can't see it with the naked eye, but it can be measured with various instruments. And we find full visible spectrum as well as ultraviolet being naturally emitted from the light under stimulation by this energy field.
The other thing I do, I use my tools on energizing water, and that's absolutely fantastic. My energy level has gone up tremendously.
Since we are light bodies and all of our communications within the body takes place through electrons or photons, the amount of photonic energy in the body is increased. Consequently, the energy level of the body is increased. So drinking water potentized with a ring has quite beneficial effects in both short and long term.
I love the rings, and I have big rings underneath my bed, and I sleep over them. So I have them, along the chakras, and I find that just helps me sleep really well. I also love the little rings that I can wear as bracelets. So if I have a long day typing at the computer, then I'll often put these on my arms, and I find that it just really helps me remain calm. And I've never, had any repetitive stress injury or any problems that are associated with a lot of computer use.
I use it on my food as well. I put the food on a plate and that on top of the rings. I find with fruit, for example, when I had some friends round and I cut up some apples and some pears, and after a few minutes, these apples, they go brown. Well, my friend Jackie came round and she said, hang on a minute, how long have these apples been on the plate for? They're not going brown. I said, I know. They're on these rings. So it's fantastic. I seem to give extra life force, energy. And, as we're made out of water, we're mainly water, it has a wonderful effect on you.
Like I said, we're going to be crafting and creating soon, man. Look at this. Can this be an effect of the DNA splicing, or is she just gifted? I'm not knocking it. Whatever's whatever. Look at what she could do. That's it, Haven. It's the end of the presentation. I hope you enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Haven. Hit them buttons, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit them buttons. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new to the channel, because they suppressing me. If you've been here from the beginning, I send deep divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, and unity. Once again, grace, gratitude, and thanks to those of you who contribute to the foundation and my well-being. TYJ Plumbing. Once again, deep divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, and unity. Yes, yes. May it be returned tenfold. If you want to donate, if you want to build, if you want to connect more, check the description box. All the links is there. Check out the about on my channel, because that's like the bio of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? This video is not monetized. So if you're feeling generous or if you want to connect, you want to talk, hit them links up, man. There's nothing wrong with it, man. It's okay, but you're not obligated. Once again, if you've been here, I send thee divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, and unity. I give grace, gratitude, and thanks for you watching and being here. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, share, subscribe. Love and unity, Haven. I'm out.
I'm out of space, I'm flawless. I know slowing down, let's speed it. Speed it, taking off, I'm taking off. Buckle up.